We live though. Give us a few more minutes. We'll be right back.
He broke his ankles. Now he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
The impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
There, he's got it. End zone. Touchdown, Mike. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
What is going on?
What's up, guys? We screwed the pooch a little bit on the intro, but there's a first time for everything, right? My bad. I had to do my hair lubrication because I had a little ashy going on, ashy Larry going on up there, right? When you bald, you have to take care of your scalp, man. Why? Because you see it. But anyway, it's Sunday. You know what that means, man. It's time for the football frame of mind, man. I'm your half of your host. I'm Kevin. On the other side of the screen that you see is Brad. We together are your hosts for this extravagant show every Sunday, man. We've been hitting it without a hitch, man. So knock on wood, man, that we can keep on going and keep on doing it, man. But before we even get started, man, how you doing?
Well, I do have some stuff to say, but due to like everything that's happened over the weekend, I think we should observe a moment of silence for obviously Kyron and Lacy's family, and obviously the family that was affected before that. So let's just have a moment of silence. Please, no negativity, no ugly comments, any of that. If there will be anything like that, it will not be shown on the show at all.
At all. Yeah, so we'll be out for a little bit.
There we go.
All right, man. So
outside of that,
go ahead.
Yeah. So outside of that, though, we got a really good treat for you guys today. We're trying something completely new, a cool idea that we kind of put our heads together and came up with. I think you guys will really have a good time with it. But before you get any further, if you do like NFL content, college football content, anything like that, smash the like button. Really helps with the algorithm, getting the content out to all the awesome people like you that want to watch it. Make sure if you're not already subscribed. If you're on YouTube, hit the bell notification so you'll never miss any of the daily content uploads, any of the game streams, or any of our weekly shows as well. If you're more of a social media mogul, we are all over social media, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, X, all that good stuff. With the game streaming, we upload damn near almost daily on Twitch as well as like YouTube and Facebook. And if maybe you don't have time to watch us on Sunday evening, maybe you want to listen to us on the road while you're going to work, or maybe while you're in the gym, you can listen to us on audio platforms such as Spotify, Amazon, and Apple.
Yeah, man. Hulk smash that thing, man. Y'all being stingy. Y'all be watching, but don't be subscribing, man. Man.
The water's fine.
I get it, man. It's cool, definitely, man. But like I said, we're gonna have a good show today. It's gonna be real fun. We're just doing our socials, dog, and we're gonna get started real soon, man. But we enjoy doing this, man. 31,000 subscribers, man, and counting. I think we can get 50,000 by the end of the year, man.
That's where we want to be. We can't get that without y'all.
Yep, we can't do it without y'all, man. Can't do it at all, man. So we definitely need y'all help. And It's gonna be fun, man. Like I said, the off season's always a fun time, but it's up and down, right?
Off season.
So off season, you gotta whisper. That's what Josh Pate says, right? There's really not an off season in football, to be honest with you.
No, not according to Nick Saban.
Man, hey, remember how Nick Saban was just like a menace in the off season, and people had to tell him to take a break, bro.
Hey, dog, you cheating, bro. You can't be doing all that.
Like, bro, I'm just working. What are y'all talking about, man?
Mandatory time off. You got to use your PTO, bro.
Yeah, they told him he had no choice. Like, you got to take a month off. No recruiting. Like,
that was crazy.
Damn. I'm like, y'all really trying to stop this man? Shoot, man. Then they steal his coaches, man. And then the transfer portal comes along, and then they stealing players, bro. He's like, man, I'm up out of here, dog. I'm not about to play with y'all. I'm done. Y'all not finna do me like this. I go sit in my house. I'm good. I done won. I'm about to be a Hall of Famer. I'm done. I don't need this shit.
Who's a Hall of Famer? Nick Saban? You talking about?
Yeah, Nick Saban's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, I don't know what my mind had drifted off. I'm like, who are you talking about? I'm like,
yeah, Nick Saban's a Hall of Famer, bro. Like, hands down, dog. Like, I think he's already in there, to be honest with you.
college
Got a plaque already
yeah.
made. But here we go, man. We're gonna start off today's show, man, with our usual. Like I said, a lot of y'all watching, but a lot of y'all ain't subscribing, man. The water's fine over here. Come on, man. Shoot.
It doesn't hurt. It don't cost nothing. It's free, and you get first access to everything. Now, if y'all would hurry up and start subscribing, we can fire up that Patreon, and y'all can start getting some really exclusive stuff.
Yeah,
but we need y'all to subscribe.
Yeah, man. So y'all keep on doing it, man. Just keep on subscribing, man. We really, really appreciate it, man. It's gonna be fun, man. It'll be fun throughout this whole thing. But yeah, come on, get them numbers up. We trying to get these numbers up, y'all. But nonetheless, man, let's get going, man. So, we start off with our college. As we said, we trying a new segment this episode, and we'll keep doing it. Depending on how the views do. But we gotta get into some of the news, man. So Nico tries to jip the Vols, man. So for you non-urban people, jip means you're trying to steal some money. You're trying to get over on somebody.
Get over how you said that.
You trying to swindle. So, like I said, you non-urban people that be in the comments saying, "Hey man, you don't know how to talk." That's how we talk. You trying to jip. But for y'all people that be saying that stuff in the comment section, we'll call it you're trying to embezzle your way into another contract, right? That's what we'll say. You're trying to embezzle. So as you say, "Oh man, you ain't go to school." There's a big word for you. Embezzlement. There you go. Swindle. Steal. Rob.
There's a short I shared earlier in regards to this. It says what Nico threw for 104 yards on 31 pass attempts versus Ohio State in a blowout playoff loss. And he swears up and down he's Peyton Manning.
Bro, nasty work. Nasty work. Thank you, Wendy, for the love, man. But it's hold on, what we got?
Damn, bro, that wasn't funny. I thought it was pretty funny. He don't want him.
No, man.
At all.
Nah, man. Like he swear to God, he's Peyton Manning, bro. I'm like, dude. Okay, so for you to get an increase in your NIL money, you would have to at least have made all SEC.
But he wants to double it, dude. He was making 2 points. He wants 4. You didn't do nothing.
But my thing is, look, I'm gonna look at it from both sides, right? From our side, we like hell no, right? Not at all, not happening, doesn't make no sense, right? But from his point of view, it's like, okay, I didn't play my first year, and then I played my second year, and I looked okay. Can we negotiate? That's fine, right? But if I'm Tennessee, I'm not negotiating shit because you didn't do nothing.
Especially not that much.
No,
Like that's
like
a crazy amount.
no accolades, no nothing. No freshman All American if he still was a freshman. None of that. No All SEC. No nothing. You didn't even do that. So why would we, as a team, go up on your pay when you haven't played well?
Why would we double it if you didn't do nothing?
So yeah, that's my whole problem with this situation. Right?
He screwed himself.
Yeah, like now you probably won't go to you probably go to a lower power 4, power 5 conference. But ain't nobody gonna pay you that because they're gonna look at the film. They definitely gonna look at that last game you had against real competition, right? Like you didn't even do that in the SEC, right? And last year was considered probably a down year to some people. And no, it didn't look good. So you go to a little school and that was it. Now you're gonna be probably on the train, man. But I seen a post earlier about the class he was in. Everybody done transferred.
No
Everybody.
loyalty.
Everybody done transferred in this class. I think it's one person that ain't transferred yet.
Arch.
Yeah, yep. Arch, yep. I think he's the only one. And he was gonna transfer too at first. He was thinking about it.
Oh, dude, you don't want that. You don't want that. Michigan State. He was Michigan State.
Okay. Y'all don't like Aiden Childs? I like him. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I like
Michigan
Aiden
State
Childs.
hadn't had a really good quarterback in a while, though.
Oh no. Capitals, no. Well, that's his answer then. No. All right. Well, I mean, I guess Nico would be cool, man. I don't know. I just think that whole class underneath Arch is like just.
It's
I guess
crazy, bro.
they bit off more than they could chew. I mean, you got Jaden Rashada who done transferred and ain't played nothing, no kind of ball.
He transferred again.
Like
you heard
else?
Me?
Huh?
He transferring again.
Yeah, he would.
It's not Arizona State no more.
No. I knew he wasn't with Arizona State because he left there when Florida fell apart, right? So he went to there and he played like 2 games. Then he went to Georgia.
Now he out of there.
And then now he transferred again. I don't know where he at now.
Let's find out.
I know Malachi Nelson. He was at USC, transferred. Boise State lost the starting job. Didn't really have it. It seems like to begin with, and now he going to UTEP.
He hasn't signed anywhere officially yet. He's in contact with another power group of 5, I think, or a couple group of 5s, but no one has got him yet.
Gee, man, he gotta figure it out because he gonna be on that Tate Martell in a minute.
Dude, you literally took the words out my mouth.
Yeah, bro, he gonna be on that Tate Martell in a minute, dog. Like,
no, he's there, damn near.
Yeah, man, shit. I have to change positions and then hope you can play somewhere. But dude, this is horrible, man. But I'm glad a lot of schools is like, man, we not paying you shit. You go ahead somewhere else. Tennessee moved on too, which is fine. I think Heupel is safe. Like his job wasn't dependent on Nico anyway, because he done won some big games the last few years, so he's safe. If they had a down year, that'll be all right. But I mean, offensively, they're so like simple. 5 wide, throw it all over the yard, run it a little bit, to keep. And they play so fast too.
They run that
So,
Texas Tech style offense.
yeah, man, run. Well, I would say run and gun, but it's really gun and run
Yeah, it's
because
definitely gun and run.
they just throw it and they move real fast. So if as long as you can remotely pass the ball a little bit, you'll be all right, man. I mean, like what Heupel was where was Heupel before Tennessee? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember.
I'm kind of
Can't remember.
curious now. I feel like I have to know.
Yeah, because I mean he was good because he played at Oklahoma when they won the national title in like 2000. So like he been playing in wide open offenses for a long time. So no surprise that he's quite good, man. No surprise at all.
Before Tennessee, he was last the head coach at UCF, and before that, he was the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Missouri.
He definitely was. Yeah. That's my dog, man. I like me some Josh Heupel. I hate the fact that Tennessee beat us after like 15 years of whooping ass. But hell, it ain't a rivalry until the other side wins, right? It's not. So I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad it went that way because that's the only way for a Tennessee Alabama game to win after one side's been winning the whole time. A game-winning field goal that didn't even look like it was gonna make it. Then they storm the field, tear the goalpost down, and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, you know what? All right. And then they got us this year. So now it's on. Everybody trying to get everybody this year, man. You know what I'm saying? We tried to, but we all know how that was.
Oops.
We all know how that went, man. But you know what? I'm not upset though. I ain't too mad. Because now we're gonna have at least, I want to say, adequate quarterback play this year. We have some good quarterback play, man. We're not just looking for the big chunk play. We're gonna be all right. I think we can win at least 2 more games. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be like undefeated or whatever, but I do want to see us like get into the playoffs without much conversation. Because I'm like, damn, we going to 12. We should make it all the time. There shouldn't be no argument. And we literally had an argument. Like me and you literally had a fight about Alabama trying to get to the playoffs, bro.
I don't think I was the one fighting against you. Everybody else was, though.
I was like, damn, man. I was like, shit. But that's what we get for losing to Oklahoma in that last game, bro. Like, all we had to do is win, and we would play Texas, right? And in the SEC title game, and then it would have been, okay, how close was it? If we were to lose, right? And then for Texas, it would be like, how close was it to keep them in? But they were so high already that it didn't really matter. But but yeah, Nico tries to jip the balls, and they say, nah, man, we got that street smarts. You ain't finna do that to us.
Well, how Josh Heupel says, like, nobody comes above the program. And that's true. No player is above the program. Like, sorry. Like, you're not getting double. So you mean to tell me you're making over $2 million and, okay, we made the playoffs, but you did literally nothing outside of that, and you want double what you're making now? Yeah, you can kick rocks, bro.
Kick rocks, man. So
all the rocks. And you can step on all the Legos.
Yep, in the middle of the night.
No lights.
If you got kids, you know what I'm talking about. True. But as we continue, man, like I said, some sad news in college football, man. Kyron Lacy ended up passing. I don't know what happened. All I know is he's no longer here. And it's sad, because he was gonna be that next LSU receiver, man, that was gonna be kind of good. And he had it all. Nice catch radius, fast as well. ran really good routes too. By the way, he had a really good route. And it's just sad. No, it's just sad because even though he was going through what he was going through, right? We really didn't know what happened. You know, you read one report, it says that it was his fault through the accident. But you read another report, it says that he was swerving to get out of the way of the real person that caused all of this shit. So you really don't know, you know. And I can only imagine what his social media was like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, especially, you know, the victim was a veteran. So I know there's a lot of patriot people, right? You know what I'm saying? Even people that ain't served a time in their life trying to act like, oh man, you don't do that, you know, veteran. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I get it. But we don't know. It's unfortunate either way you slice it because now two people have lost their lives. And now nobody gets no answers because you can't try him. He's not here anymore, and the person that lost their life can't tell what happened either. So now we'll never really know, will we? Right? So now it's gonna be the blame game, right? So, and it's unfortunate that his legacy is centered around that and not how good, you know, of a person he was probably, or how good of a football player he was. You know, we're not talking about that. So we're gonna have to talk about this tragedy and how basically it ended both ways. You know, so but since you are the LSU fan of our fantastic duo here, what is your favorite memory of Kyron Lacy?
I mean, I like the fact that one, he came from literally up the street from where we went to school. He went to Thibodeau High. So he went to Thibodeau, committed to UL, played 2 years for Billy Napier. Billy Napier leaves. He transfers to LSU, gets limited playing time his first year, but has a few good plays here and there. And then obviously last year he got to step into that number one spot and had some really good plays, man, especially the game sealing catch against, what was it, Ole Miss or one of them, I forget. He was a good football player, good route runner, great hands, seemed to be a really good, smart young guy. You know, we don't know what happened. And, you know, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter because it does. But at the end of the day, like, two people lost their lives in instances that probably weren't necessarily necessary. Who was at fault? We don't know anything like that. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't be throwing slander and all these things because you weren't there and you don't truly understand what happened. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it sucks, man, because, you know, he was projected to be a top fit. Before everything came out, he was projected to be a late first-round pick. Then he didn't get an invite to the combine because of what was going on. He was projected to be a top 50 pick. So we don't know what was going on mentally with him. We don't know what he was battling with. It's really bummed me out, to be honest with you. It's not even really an LSU thing. It's just like somebody younger than you that has such a bright future and has really grinded and worked their tail off to get to where they're at. And an unfortunate circumstance happens, and he might not have had anyone to talk to, or if somebody might have been in it, but I don't know. But something was going on mentally to where something just happened, you know, and just offer condolences. And, you know, I hope that the families of both victims can get some kind of closure and be able to move on. But at the end of the day, he had a really good career. Sucks that we didn't get to see him make it to the pros, but hopefully, you know, going into this year, maybe they can just honor him in some way, shape, or form, you know.
Yeah, see that, Smooth, man. I was thinking about this whole
I was talking
thing.
about that earlier.
Yeah, I was thinking about Henry Ruggs too, man. And I'm kind of glad it didn't end this way for him. And we've seen people, you know, get in trouble, players get in trouble, and serve jail time and come back. You know, Michael Vick obviously comes to mind. He rehabilitated his whole image, and people, you know, there's still those ignorant people that just
He's
can't
he's earned a lot of people's respect. The fact that he's
Yeah,
coaching, like, that's a huge deal.
the fact that he took a lot of the time, and a lot of his friends that were actually staying in the house, you know, earn a lot of respect, from people, right? But again, I'm really glad that it didn't end like this for Henry Ruggs because they saying Henry Ruggs might get out sometime next year,
Parole's
and
2026.
yeah,
Mostly.
so uh, there was a player that got falsely accused of I guess we'll say for the sake of YouTube or whatever, we'll say sexual misconduct, right? And he falsely accused of that, and he served time in jail, right? And when it came out that whatever happened was a lie, Pete Carroll called him up and let him try out for an NFL team. He had been in jail for a while, but Pete Carroll remembered how good he was, I guess, recruiting him from USC, and offered him a tryout for the Seahawks at the time. So it didn't work out. Obviously, a bunch of time had passed, but he still got a chance to taste that dream that was kind of taken away from him. So I say all that to say that Henry Ruggs is still like 23, 24. He's still relatively young when he gets out. So the chance for him to play might actually be really good. Goodell's got an iron fist for this type of stuff. But even though he's not callous about it. He'll give you a shot to
I mean, he
to
was
show.
the commissioner with Vic.
He was. He was. He also was the commissioner with Josh Gordon too.
Yeah.
Blackman, right? So he'll give you a shot. You can give you enough rope to quote unquote hang yourself with. Um, but if you don't do it right, then we can't trust you. Because one thing that is important about the commissioner role is nobody is bigger than the shield. Nobody. And they've proven it over the years. It don't matter if you win 5 Super Bowls, 6 Super Bowls. You do some messed up stuff, you ain't gonna be playing. I mean, look, they dragged Tom Brady name through the mud for
And it
that.
wasn't even like that. That was like exaggerated, like crazy. And he still had to serve time. He still had to serve a suspension.
He did. But if a person that's brought y'all this notoriety, winning the game's biggest prize as much as he did, and if he can get touched, so can you. Nobody's nobody's untouchable, right? His owner couldn't even save him, to be honest with you. So, right, so there's that thing, right? But as far as this situation, man, I think it's just unfortunate, man. I think it's sad, and I really don't like posting stuff like this because it's like we're trying to get clickbaits off of it and stuff like that. But I think if your intentions are cool, right? If you're just showing your respect, then I don't see a problem. But if you're like spreading false narratives and stuff, that's when it becomes kind of disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're doing a good part here, and we just want to celebrate, his playing career, right? Because we don't know him personally or whatever, and we definitely don't know what happened in the situation. So it's just us, celebrating this young brother's life, man, that unfortunately has ended, man. So condolences to his family and every family that's involved in this. But as we move forward, man, we got to do our thing. We got to do our thing, man. We got to do our recruiting stuff. So we got through all the position groups last week. That was the last of 2025 top 5. So let's get into 2026, man. We know this list is going to shift up and down. Players are going to fall out of the top 5. Players are going to fall out of the top 10. Whatever, man. But as we stand, 10 a.m. this morning, this is what the list looked like, man. So might be a little hard to see, man. I apologize, but what you think about
Dude,
the top 5?
Jackson Cantwell, bro, 6'7", 300 pounds at tackle is crazy, bro. That's an immovable force. Like
Yeah,
if Missouri can get their hands on him, you're set. Like you're set with him. And then I see,
I hope so.
And
Bro,
then
I hope so.
I see Texas and Oklahoma are fighting over another similar guy. He's about 6'7", about 274. Another 5-star tackle. Interested to see that one. I like the size on that edge from Maryland as well. Zion, 6'3", 220. That's pretty good size for a college player coming in to play edge.
Man,
Maryland got their hands in on 2 of them too. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like
Mike Loxley.
But St. Francis Academy is like one of them. It's one of those powerhouses in Maryland. So a lot of players came from there. So if they can keep a lot of dudes at home, it'll be a really good thing. The question is Mike Loxley gonna be there enough for it to really matter? Because he's one of those guys that is actually on the hot seat. I don't believe it because he's went to the bowl game every year, and you're in a tough conference, man. That just got tougher throughout the last 2 seasons, so it's gonna be tough, man. But I think if he can land a couple guys like this, that could actually change the team for the next 2 or 3 seasons, you might have a chance to maybe sneak a couple wins that you're not supposed to have over Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, whatever, right? So you have a shot. But I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing. I actually thought Jackson Cantwell was a quarterback at first because I didn't see his weight. I just seen his height. I was like, well, damn, 6'7" quarterback. Like we need him. We need him now. But now it's like, okay, he's a tackle. Not a bad thing. I ain't complaining. But Mizzou's actually been pretty good at landing the top players in the state the last few seasons, man. Actually, since they moved to the SEC, they've been pretty good, in my opinion. Because they got a couple guys that were good, but didn't really do that much, right? Either it was getting in trouble or injury. So I want to say the first person I remember was Doriel Green Beckham. He was really good for Mizzou. He was like a top 5 player when we were coming up in school. So that was kind of like, dang, how they get him, right? They was in the running for Zeke at the time, but we had just moved to the SEC, so it wasn't really gonna be that move. Then we. What's going on?
Nope. You frozen? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it was. We good. We good though.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. All right, so then we got Terry Beckner Jr. From East St. Louis. He was like a top 10, top 15 player. He was a 5-star. And then Drew Lock was kind of actually high too. He was like a 5-star too, 4 or 5-star. So we've been pretty good at landing dudes. And Brady Cook was actually one of the top players in the state too. So that's pretty good. So the fact that if we can get him, that would be wonderful because it'll allow us to keep dudes at home. And the fact that you got the transfer portal. So if it don't work, you can leave without no repercussions or whatever. So if you really want to stay at home and be a part of like that culture, you can. There's not no penalty for that no more, right? But I'm more excited about LSU getting another stud. I think them having missing out on the dude from Duncanville that ended up going to Oregon. I think that sucked. So the fact that they can get another dude would be kind of cool. So
Oh, were you there? You frozen?
Coming back. I turned it off on my phone, so hopefully that's what the problem is. So I turned it off on my phone. so it's not that bad. But that's okay. Like I said, if you're watching the show, you know I got a lot of people on the Wi-Fi that really probably shouldn't be on the Wi-Fi because they on punishment. So, but yeah,
Not the punishment.
yeah, they on punishment, man, because they decide they want to act up in school. So you want to act up in school, you don't get to act up when you go home. You do all your schoolwork. And if you ain't got no schoolwork, we're gonna find you some schoolwork. So yeah. But we move on to our high school player spotlight, man. It's gonna be really fun, man. So Michael McClinton, man. Did you have a chance to watch the film, man?
Yeah, I
Bro,
kind of have a comp too.
bro,
He's nice.
he's
His,
nice, man.
what I liked,
Nicest.
what? Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I apologize.
Nah, man. It's all good, dude. Nice, man. I like what I seen. I think he's gonna actually add maybe 25, 30 pounds. I think his frame can handle it. And then when you think about the fact that he already got this super good get off, oh man, like man, he's like powerful as well. Like, dude, this is gonna be nasty, man. I don't know if he stays committed to UCF, man. He seems solid from what you look on his Twitter page, X or whatever. He seems like he's solid with UCF, man. But I think if like LSU, Bama, Miami, they start calling, man, you might have to entertain it just a little bit, bro. I'm just saying. Don't just lock in like that, especially if he continues at this pace that he's on. Like 19 sacks last season. And this is actually one of these high schools that's pretty good. They got a couple NFL players that have come from this high school. So the fact that, you playing against some pretty good competition lets you know that this guy's probably a big time player. And if he's not a 4-star or even a 5-star by the end of the year, I'd be surprised, man, because I really like what I seen on the film, man. And as the defensive player of this, like I said, fantastic duo, I love a good pass rusher, man. And my advice from a guy that didn't play in the NFL, don't got none of that experience, but have watched the game, my advice to him was to perfect your pass rush moves. Perfect it. Whatever it is. Your counters, your speed rush, your bull rush, everything. Have a counter, a rip, a spin move, an elbow, whatever. Something. Add more to your arsenal, man, your toolkit, man, because you got it. You got the ability to rush the passer. Your get off is crazy. Not a lot of people have that. So you got that in your arsenal. So add other things to get you to the quarterback faster. You're already gonna get bigger. That's gonna happen anyway, as long as you're in the weight room, right? That's gonna happen. So you're gonna get bigger, your body gonna mature, right? So get stronger, get faster, and then add more to your toolbox. Because if you can do this now and then get better in college, I can definitely smell maybe a first round pick, man, based off of what I see. Now like I said, he's committed to UCF. And he got offers. I think Wake Forest was on that list as well. So you get looks from some pretty big conferences. So if Wake Forest is in there, Clemson's is in there. They know. And if UCF is in there in the Big 12, Texas is in there. Texas Tech is in there. Other schools is in there. So they're aware of how good he is, man. I think they just want to see more. But my NFL comp is Jared Verse. I know people are gonna be like, "Well, it's because he wears number 5 or whatever." I'm like, "Nah, bro. If y'all watch my post earlier when I said we were working on the show or whatever, I was watching dude film, and like I say every week, I like to be taken somewhere. When I watch a film, it's got to take me somewhere. Take me to a player I've seen, a play that I witnessed, something I've watched, whatever. If you take me there, then I'm there. And Jared Verse is exactly where I went, man. I'm like somebody that's not the biggest defensive end, but got a lot of counters, got a good get off, and has good speed to power. So that's where I went. So what you think? That's my assessment.
I like his burst to getting to the ball. Very fast, very good pursuit, sideline to sideline, really good at hitting holes to get to the ball carrier. I said Patrick Queen. I just like his style. He's just very fast paced, back and forth. I've seen Patrick Queen. I think he's dominant. If he puts another 15 pounds on, you're not running straight through that guy. If he gets to square up on you, you're going down. This guy's got really
Yeah,
good pursuit. I love I don't know. His game is just very smooth, but it's very dominant.
yeah. You know, I was thinking I seen him play some middle linebacker in the film I watched. I'm like, man, I really don't want him in the middle. Like I really want him coming
No,
after
I
the
like him on
quarter.
outside. I like him outside linebacker.
Yeah, man, like for real. Like I really want him to affect every down, you know? Like he does have some lateral quickness, but I'm thinking, man, dude, just move him around, man. Have
He's
the
kind of like
D
a
have
Harold.
the
He's almost like Harold Perkins a little bit. Kind of just very like you want him on the edge of a disruptor, and he can get around the edge fast.
yeah. I was
Not
thinking
the
Harold
exact
Perkins
same, but
too. I was thinking Harold Perkins too, but when I think of Harold Perkins, I'm thinking of way faster. Like there's a speed element to Harold Perkins that I don't think nobody got. Now I'm interested to see how his ACL tear, how that heals up and everything. But I was thinking Harold Perkins, but I was like, man, like he's gonna be a lineman, bro. Not just an outside linebacker chess piece. I think he's gonna be a lineman, man, a defensive end, man. Or you could put him like Micah Parsons or Michael Parsons, I mean, and move him around, standing up. Like he was standing up on the film, standing up, middle linebacker, still blitzing, man. They had him with the three technique in the middle, like just what jumping gaps on the special team. Like dude was doing his thing, man. So we are excited to see his journey, man. Obviously, class of 26. So expect to see him make some plays, man. I don't know where he's going to school, where he's going to end up at. But if he's at UCF, man, he's going to be one of the best players in the Big 12. Like
oh,
early,
he's
early. Because you can't keep this off the field. You can't. You can't keep
he
that
should
production off the field.
he should go into next offseason at least a 4-star. At
That's what
least.
I'm thinking. Like, and hopefully he's an early enrollee so he can just like get some playing time early. Be like, shoot, y'all can enjoy y'all summer. I'm going to play some football. I'll see y'all later, bro.
See
But
y'all in
me
August.
coming,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
talented. Like
yeah,
to say
man.
if he's
I
going to
think so.
UCF, a group of 4 school like that, like he
Nah, they
could
ain't no
definitely.
group of four, man.
I'm
Oh
just
man,
saying,
no, they ain't no group of four.
you know what I mean. But I mean, going to a school
Oh
like
man,
that,
don't disrespect the Knights, man.
I
Scott
think
Frost
I
put in
think
work for that school, man. They
if he's an
national champion.
yeah. If he's an early enrollee though, I think he definitely sees the field as a freshman. Maybe not starting, but I think he definitely gets some PT.
Yeah, I think so. I think he gets some playing time. See that smooth. I think he's gonna be good. I don't really follow UCF like that. But I can guarantee they ain't got nobody like him. And they ain't had him like that in a while, man. What's good, Brent? Happy Sunday to you, bro. As Brandon disappeared.
Sorry, I dropped something.
Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. We love that support, man. See, man, y'all gotta put some comments in there. Do y'all like the show? Like the show, man. We should put a 5-star rating on there. Be like, hey, how you like it, man? But nonetheless, we're extremely happy and blessed to have everybody watching, man. It's fluctuating up and down, but our highest has been like 50 people watching, man. So we appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that's watching the show, man. But let's move on into our segment for this. Would you rather, man? You like it? You like that? Would you rather? Huh? What you picking? What you doing? What you doing? I'm telling
Pick a
you, man.
card,
We
any
need
card.
yeah, man. We need a sponsorship from Canva because that shit is cool, man. Yeah, man. Listen to Brent, man. Listen to Brent. Share, like, subscribe, man. Do it. Do it, man. For real. But would you rather the new segment we trying on the show, man? It's more like a trial run, so it's not gonna be super long. But I put together some pretty good things that I think me and Brandon will have some good conversations on, man. So the first would you rather, man? Would you rather the 98 Tennessee Volunteers or the 2001 Hurricanes? Now let's set this stage, right? All right. So the Hurricanes obviously benefited from being in the Big East, right? It's something that people don't talk about, right? All of their championships that they won in the
Mhm.
in the 80s and 90s came from beating schools like Cincinnati and West Virginia and all the schools like that. So keep that in mind, right? Now, yes, you got all this talent, right? So of course you're gonna do that. But you end up beating Nebraska in the title game by a pretty substantial margin, right? So it's not like hey they were playing down to the competition; they were beating everybody. But on the flip side, look at Tennessee. So Tennessee actually probably had a better team the year before because they had Peyton Manning on the team, right? I want to say they actually had somebody else too. I think Leonard Little was on the team as well, the season before. But this team, you really didn't know. They had lost to Florida a whole lot, you know. But T. Martin was the quarterback, and they ran through the whole SEC, man, and beat Florida State, right? So for me, I would rather the Hurricanes. And let me tell you why. I would like them because of their defense. Now, don't get me wrong. Tennessee had a good defense as well, right? Duh, right? They had a bunch of players, right? But they were centered on running the ball. Like they were a power football team. And I'm thinking you got Vince Wilfork in the middle. You got Jonathan Vilma chasing people down. You got Sean Taylor chasing people down in the run game. Like they're gonna have to depend on T. Martin to throw the football, and not the best passer. And if you got Ed Reed and Sean Taylor, Philip Buchanan, and I forgot who the other guy was, or I think Mike Rupp, he was over there, first round pick by the way. And I don't know if they have the success in this particular matchup, right? But I will take the Hurricanes just because of that. What about you?
So I'm a subscriber to the idea. People talk about Miami so much to the point where it's overbearing. To where I feel like if you were to stick that Miami team in the SEC, I don't think you would get the same result at all. And I'm not afraid to say that. But when you talk about a team like a matchup like, I'm not afraid to say that.
I don't know, bruh.
You just got done saying that the Big East. The Big East and the SEC is daddy and son. That's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, if you talk about UConn. But bro, you talking about a team with a lot of players, bro.
But I'm sorry, but the level of competition, not saying they can't dominate, but the level of competition has to make a difference. It has to. They can't have the exact same result. So, but when I'm talking about this game, the difference maker for me is if this was the team from the year before, I'd probably pick Tennessee for the simple fact that it's Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning at Tennessee was just a major difference maker in them winning games. Because I think Peyton Manning would be able to throw on this defense. Maybe not crazy, but I know he'd be able to get the ball where he needed to. So Miami's defense is already good. But we're not even talking about how good Miami's offense was either. Guys like Jeremy Shockey, guys like Andre Johnson, Clinton Portis, Reggie Wayne. I mean, I think Tennessee's a gritty team. I think they're a good team and talented nonetheless. But I think the difference maker for me is Tennessee just doesn't have the quarterback. Now, obviously, don't get me wrong, Ken Dorsey ain't all that either. But Miami's just that talented that doesn't matter, in my opinion. Yeah. So if Peyton Manning was on this team, I'd probably roll with Tennessee just for the fact of him being there. But the fact that he isn't, and with them having the secondary that Miami does, I've got to give the edge to Miami here. So I'll go the same as you.
All right, no, man. I was like, man, that's why I like this. Because I was like, man, Brandon going to have a good take on this shit. He'll have a good rebuttal about this shit. Because I was thinking, all right, we can go 0-1 Hurricanes or 2019 LSU or whatever. But everybody talks about that one. I want a champion. I want to talk about a champion that really nobody saw coming. Like, I don't think anybody in 98 was really like, all right, Tennessee going to win it all. Right? Losing Peyton Manning, losing Leonard Little on defense, right? I don't think people really thought they was going to do much. And they ran the table, dog. Like, they beat everybody. Everybody. And the fact that they were a consensus national champion means somebody else won a national title or was claiming one. So I don't know who was claiming it in 98, but y'all didn't do that. Y'all didn't beat everybody in the SEC and win the SEC title game and beat Florida State, who was one of the best teams at that time. So I don't think consensus was right. I'm actually curious. I'm going to look that up. Who was the other champion? But even for the Hurricanes, bro, like who was claiming a championship in 01? They beat everybody by like double digits. Everybody. And they beat Nebraska, who was still really good. And I want to say that's the team with Eric Crouch. He won the Heisman.
Need to have that conversation with this Miami team and that 95 Nebraska team. That's a comparison.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, Tommy Frazier?
You know what? That's on the next what? That's on the next Would You Rather, bro. That's number one.
Or you could put 95 Nebraska and 2020 Alabama.
Shit, man, they might run up over us, man. Like, yeah, they might beat us, dog.
You scared Tommy.
Yeah, dog, man, because you ain't got an answer for that. You ain't got an answer for Tommy Frazier, bro. You don't. Like, if he go on the wishbone, right? Like, who you gonna stop him running, and then he might pitch it out to the dude on the wing?
Y'all don't have nobody for that.
You got the dive man too. Like, come on, man. I don't know how we stop that, bro. Not in 2020, not with that defense. I don't know how we do that. Now, if you said 09, I think we were stout enough up front to really kind of mess up their timing. I think we had a player like Marcel Darius in the middle, right, that could really cause havoc, you know, just with their timing or whatever. I think that would have been cool. I thought we were bigger. I think we had Rolando McClain in there. So he was kind of big. We had big linebackers, right, that could really plug up their running game. But I think as they realized, hey, we can't run on the outside, but we can't run on the inside, but we can run on the outside. I think that's where we get hit. Those outside sweeps.
That option.
Yeah, the speed options outside and the triple options where you can kind of go in, out, whatever. I think that's where we would have got hit, man. Because I don't know there's no answer for that. He runs the triple option so good. So I don't know if we had an answer for Tommy Frazier, who doesn't get the love he deserves. He should have got a Heisman at least once because he was pretty good. But he's one of the best players ever. You can't make a top 10 list without Tommy Frazier. is invalid. He won like 2-3 national titles, bro. Like, come on, man. So, but it's also unfair to be like to have an all-time freshman list without having Jamil Holloway from Oklahoma, because he was the first freshman quarterback to win a national title. So I think he filled in for Troy Aikman, I believe. I think Troy Aikman got hurt, and then he was the guy that replaced him. So, you know what I'm saying? That's unfair too. But people forget because he wasn't that good after he tore his ACL or whatever. So people forget, man. But let it be told, Jamil Holloway was good. All right. So
Ooh,
would you
that's a
rather?
good one.
Would you rather Stanford Andrew Luck or Clemson's Trevor Lawrence? Now, for me, I really like Andrew Luck, man. I really do. But I really like Trevor Lawrence too, man. I really do, man. And let me see what See That Smooth said. See That Smooth says, give me Trev, man.
See that Smooth. How old are you? I gotta know because if like you substantially younger than us, then I'm kind of concerned you might not have gotten the biggest sample size of Andrew Luck either.
Yeah, we gotta know, man. We gotta know. Like I said, how old are you? See That Smooth, man. We gotta know. But oh man.
You want me to give you my take while you stir on it?
Yeah, you go ahead.
So I look at it like this. It was like, okay, so when Andrew Luck,
so you know the vibe.
so when Andrew Luck came out and Andrew Luck was in college, he was already getting comparisons to Peyton Manning, being in the sense that, hey, the next big generational type quarterback. And Trevor Lawrence is pretty much in the same conversation of like, okay, well, this is like the next Andrew Luck. Trevor Lawrence's skill set's awesome. He can scramble a bit, got great arm strength, makes all the throws. And at Clemson, he was damn good. I mean, national champion, able to adapt, make plays. They were loaded on offense with ETN, Higgins. I mean, won a national title, came up short against LSU. Trevor Lawrence is awesome. But let me make my case for Andrew Luck, dude. His football IQ is through the freaking roof. The way he looks at the field, the way he evaluates the defenses, the way he can make adjustments is unparalleled. His IQ is high. Arm strength is great. Accuracy is great. His grit is unmatched. This dude could take a freaking hit from anybody and get right back up. Trevor Lawrence's skill set is awesome. And I'm not going to take anything away from him, but what Andrew Luck came into college with and what he brought into the league, I'm sorry. I got to go Andrew Luck, man. Just his skill set and his mind. This guy could have been one of the greatest quarterbacks ever had he went into the right situation. And if you guys want to, we did that thing 2 weeks ago with the what if he would have went to Washington. Y'all can check that out. But going to the right situation, Andrew Luck's probably in the top 10 or top 5 conversation for greatest quarterbacks ever. Now, obviously, Trevor Lawrence has still got a long career left to go. But I can't overlook that. I can't overlook all he was able to accomplish in college and all he was able to accomplish in the league with very limited resources, man. His skill set, his mind, like I got Andrew Luck, man.
All right. I'm thinking, man, because they both were generational quarterbacks.
Exactly.
So that's really why I put this together. Because I'm like, man, let me find a generational quarterback in 2 eras, right? Because technically, Andrew Luck would be our era, and then the next era's generational quarterback would probably be Trevor Lawrence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, who would I take, man? And I don't know. Let me get Trevor Lawrence just to be different, right? Let me get Trevor Lawrence just to be different. All right, so Trevor Lawrence for me is one of the highest recruits rated ever. Like 1,000 plus. You know what I'm saying? He might have like 1,001. That's how good he was, right? We talking Jadeveon Clowney level dominance, Vince Young level of like highly rated type of quarterbacks, right? And it was to the point where it was just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like they had Kelly Bryant at the quarterback. He was like, yo, it's like this big shadow in the back. Like you're not gonna be starting that long. Like you just not, bro. You just not. You're going to lose your starting job at some point because this guy, the fans want him. They salivating over like, yo, we just got the number one player in the country, like ever. And we choose to start you. Like some people was praying on his downfall, right? Like, yo, you gotta get up out of here. We don't want you right now, you know? But in a Jake Fromm from Georgia situation, right? He didn't do nothing wrong. So technically he deserved a shot to keep the job, right? But when you saw Trevor Lawrence start that first game, you was like, okay,
you already knew.
Okay. You know, he's like 6'7", like with shoes on, like he can spin it. And then in the playoffs, when they won the national championship against us, you realize this tall motherfucker got some wheels.
Take a
Like
scoop.
not just wheels, like wingtip sandals. He was taking off on everybody. So you imagine watching this championship game and just realizing that, yo, dude walked out of the door and had to duck a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you can do, especially if you can't generate no pass rush. You see over everything. So I was like, yo, this dude is nice. And then he played, you know, they went through the next year undefeated, going into the damn championship game, playing y'all. And one of the best matchups, which turned out to be kind of a dud, once dude got kicked out of the game for targeting and shit. But as far as like matchups, that's one of the best ones you ever gonna see. Two undefeated teams, one team undefeated all from last year, for real. So technically they hadn't lost probably since the year before. So then you got a team that just ran through everybody. That's one of the best matchups ever, man.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, his career at the end didn't go to the national title, but everybody was dealing with COVID at the time. So they already started the season late. The ACC is one of them conferences that did not handle COVID very well, along with the Big Ten. And it's like, all right, you know, that's just kind of what happens. But, you know, hey, Ohio State wanted it back in blood, man. That's all I can say. They wanted their revenge back in blood, and they got it. You know, that's all they talked about going into that game. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? All we want is Clemson. That's all we want. That's all they talk about all season, man. We just want Clemson again. Forgot they had to play Bama the next week. Yeah, here's the nail. This is Bama. That was over with. But I'm taking Trevor Lawrence, man, just because I really felt like he lived up to everything. You know, just in college, man. Andrew Luck went to Stanford, obviously one of the smartest guys out there, because you can't get into Stanford unless you're smart, right? Not saying Trevor Lawrence dumb or whatever. We're not going there. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, at Stanford, you really didn't have those expectations for Andrew Luck. Like, you didn't expect him to win. Hell, John Elway didn't win at Stanford. He was just damn good. So when you think about Stanford, I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna be good and be a really good pro. But with Trevor Lawrence, I was kind of expecting him to be one of the best college quarterbacks ever. And even without a Heisman, he kind of was. You know, like he kind of was. He did a lot, got a national title, All-American, and then first round pick, right? But if we talking about their NFL careers, they kind of on the same trajectory, if you ask me. because
Yeah.
think
If
about it.
Jacksonville don't fix the offensive line.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, in 4 years, Trevor Lawrence gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm gone. Y'all can have all y'all little money back. I'm tired of these ice baths, bro.
Go into hiding and then be the GM of Clemson like 10 years later, like Andrew Luck was.
Man, fuck it. The head coach of Clemson.
Oh, taking
Hey,
tab
fuck
on
it. Hey, fuck it. He pulling a Barry Alvarez. You fired the coach that day. All right, I'm putting the headset back on for this bowl game. And you know what? They won that motherfucker too.
Yeah, they do.
They won that motherfucker. So the fact that shout out Barry Alvarez, man. He a legend for that. He like, shit, I coach a team myself. So what's CJ Spruce in?
Bro, you already know it's still in bad terms the way they freaking hired their head coach. Like they did Doug Peterson dirty, and then like how they freaking handled this whole thing with Liam Cohen. Like, bro, you asking for another crap situation to happen.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, like, look, if you've been in a relationship with whatever your relationship is, right? You can't start a relationship on lies and deceit and expect it to be this Disney outcome, right? You can't do that. So to fill y'all in, don't get me started with everybody. We'll get there.
No, we ain't even getting into that, bro.
We didn't get that part. We just talk about now, right? So, like, the coach, y'all want the coach. The coach really want to go there. But then, somehow, he agrees to a contract with the Bucks. I guess they didn't have it in writing, so it wasn't necessarily a thing, but they agreed in principle to an extension that would have made him the highest paid coordinator in the league, right? But he really want to go to Jacksonville. So they call him and be like, hey, we got your contract ready, just for him not to answer the phone, but then get the job in Jacksonville and be introduced as a coach.
Ghosted the organization, bro. Straight up ghosted them.
Ghosted him.
Gets on a private flight, goes to Jacksonville.
And you board a flight, don't call nobody, don't say nothing, but then get announced as the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this situation is already bad because you lied to get the job, right? And then you lied to get out of the other job. So there's a bunch of lying going on. And it never works, G. It never works. It never feels good. And I don't feel good about this one, man.
Your coach is a weirdo, bro. Duval.
Yeah, I was like, he's a weirdo. But so was this what if that we got coming up. Not what if, but this would you rather at the end of this, at the end of the college segment. Weirdos win national titles and championships. So hey, we'll just say that.
To each his own.
To each his own, man. Look, just because you're a genius football coach doesn't mean you're not a weirdo. Just saying. But this is one I really had trouble with.
Oh,
I had trouble.
why
with
you
this
did
one.
this? Why you did this to me? That's horrible. Like,
I had trouble with this one. Man, because I couldn't find. I was trying to keep it SEC, right? I was trying to put the person on the other side as an SEC because it started with Darren McFadden anyway. That's what I wanted to talk about. But I was like, who's comparable in SEC circles, right? That does not have a Heisman, right? Because everybody else does. Every big time running back that the SEC's had has a Heisman. Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, Derrick Henry. They all do. You know what I'm saying? So who was comparable in a different conference? I had to look and figure out who doesn't have a Heisman but was absolutely unstoppable. no better person than Adrian Peterson at Oklahoma. So I want to keep this just college because their pro careers obviously went different ways. So we just keep it college, right? But in college, man, I really fuck with Darren McFadden, dog. Like dude was so smooth. I mean, so smooth out the backfield, wildcat, shotgun, I formation, catching the ball, running the ball, blocking, punt return. He could throw that thing too. Okay? Like, there was nothing that Darren McFadden couldn't do with Arkansas. And in a different world, he walks away with a Heisman, man, because he was just that damn good. Like 1,600 yards, back-to-back seasons, runner-up 2 years in a row, right? Like he was nice, man. Like I couldn't really take my eyes off of Arkansas, man. Like I want to say that was Houston Nutt there at the time, and he had them boys running. People forget he could have been even more dominant, but he shared the backfield with two other cold ass running backs that actually both had success in the NFL: Felix Jones and Peyton Hillis. So imagine if he was able to get all of them carries, right? Now, yes, there's an injury concern, obviously, all that toting the ball, right? But everything square, he don't get hurt. Dude would have had 2,000 yards, bro. Easy. Because he wasn't short, but he also wasn't that big either. So he was like slipping through tackles and you couldn't catch him once you get in open field. He looked like a horse or a gazelle or something. Like you wasn't gonna. The best you could do is trip him. That's it, because he's too tall too. You know. So like Darren McFadden was one of my favorite running backs, and he does not get a lot of respect, man, in SEC talks, man. It's always Herschel. It's always Bo Jackson. It's always Derrick Henry, or pick a running back from Alabama, right? Nobody talks about Darren McFadden. They talk about your boy Kevin Falk more than they talk about Darren McFadden, because obviously, Kevin Falk's one of the all-time lead rushers in SEC history. But nonetheless, Darren McFadden was cold, man. So I would rather Darren McFadden. Now I love me some Adrian Peterson because he should have won the Heisman his freshman year. He had almost 2,000 yards, right? Like, come on, bro. What? Like, what are we talking about here? You got 2,000 yards as of almost 2,000. I guess if maybe we count the bowl game, he might have got 2,000. But whatever. As a freshman, unstoppable. And you telling me you don't give him a second place Heisman vote? It was like seventh. Like, bro, what is we on here? I'm so glad we got to that point where freshmen start playing and they had to vote for him. You had no choice. Jameis Winston and Johnny Manziel changed that shit. Because at first, like, oh, we're not giving it to a freshman. What? That's what we
Johnny Manziel changed that.
Yeah, bro. I was like, yo, you're not finna sit there and do that, man. But who would you rap? Because I did this on purpose. I wanted to see your face. And it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, because you know that Darren McFadden's probably my favorite college running back ever. So let's make this abundantly clear. Like he said before, NFL careers are off limits. We all know what happened. They went to much different situations, much different injury concerns, and just a much different roster as a whole. So that's done. Let's give Adrian Peterson his flowers. Killed it. From top to bottom, didn't matter who he played, killed it. Earned his draft spot. He was that damn good. Guy ends up being top 5, top 10 greatest running backs of all time. Like, that damn good.
Yeah.
But I look at this as well. Played in the Big 12, bro. Now, the Big 12 was a good conference. It really was. We've seen some really talented players come through at the time. Big 12 was not the SEC. And I go back to one, Arkansas is playing in the thick of things, playing guys like LSU, Florida, Mark Richt in Georgia. Like, there's a lot. Tennessee, like, built former
and beating them
and running all over them. Like, he ran all over them. He ran all over LSU. But I go back to the same point as you, that had he not had those two studs behind him, this dude would have crushed every freaking record there was. He did not have a flaw in his game. Fast, strong, great change of positioning while running, can catch, can block, can do everything. Had he went to a different school, like had he went to like another SEC school, just say like LSU or Alabama, there'd be a much different conversation. But the fact that he went to Arkansas is another reason why he gets overshadowed, obviously because of his pro career as well. But the guy was that good. Like, I loved him. And I wanted so much for him in the league to the point where it was like I wanted him to succeed. Obviously, it didn't happen. All thanks to Adrian Peterson, Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer. He's there. Cool. But college, I'm sorry. Nobody was stopping McFadden. And had he not had good guys behind him, we would have seen unprecedented things happen. So I'm going Darren McFadden as well. I like to go opposites, but I can't argue against McFadden.
Yeah, man, that's why I did it. I was like, I gotta hear your argument against me, man. But I'm like, it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. I asked my little brother too, because I was on the phone while I was making it, right? And even he was like, I don't really know who Darren McFadden is. I wanted to shake the phone like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You gotta know who Darren McFadden is. You tripping. Do the homework. Do the knowledge.
He said, I don't really know who that is.
Do the knowledge. Right? But
nice, bro. Nobody gives him any shine.
But seriously though, but nobody really talks about Darren McFadden.
He's probably a top 5 SEC running back all time. Easy.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Without a Heisman. It don't matter.
Without a Heisman.
Don't matter.
Like, you look at a lot of the running backs who came by since that get more shine than him. Guys like you said, like Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Leonard Fournette. Just to rattle off a few names. Like,
chill, bro. Like 14. But seriously, I think my little brother's almost I think he's gonna be 18. So he's 17 now. So if y'all seen my post, man, we had a nice college trip, man. He's starting his life journey, man. So I'm really proud of him, man. But like I said, he's a youngster. He don't know yet. But as far as these new players, he got me beat. Sometimes I don't really know, especially when it comes to like basketball, man. He be on that shit. I'm not. But as far as football, that's my thing. That's my thing, man. But Tyler, one of the homies from high school, man. Hope you're doing well today, and hope your weekend was good and your work week or week starts even better. But he said Darren McFadden really was mesmerizing and very elusive. I'm telling you, bruh, mesmerizing is a perfect word for it. Both of these dudes were. But Adrian Peterson was just off the chain, man.
He was like Gale Sayers. He was Gale Sayers 5.0. Like, he was just the upgraded version of Gale Sayers.
Yeah, bro. And they really kind of had. Well, I ain't gonna say they had the same career, but Oakland just wasn't the spot, man. Like, Oakland just was not the spot for him, man. Like, it wasn't a good fix, man. Like, the year before this, you end up drafting Jamarcus Russell.
I gotta imagine, bro. He walks in and he starts seeing everything go on, and he starts getting hurt, and he's like, "Bro, what is going on? Why is this happening? Like, what did I get myself into?"
And the year before that, shit, I don't know who they drafted, but they ended up drafting Robert Gallery from Iowa. That was horrible. Like, then you end up drafting Jamarcus Russell. They drafted Matt Stincombe, who was pretty good. He's pretty good.
Didn't they take Hayward Bay in the draft after this?
Oh my God! Yes, they did.
09. So yeah, 08 was 07 or 08. Yeah, 08 I think was McFadden, and 09 was Hayward Bay. Correct. That was the year after. Correct, or was this the same draft?
I think that was 09. Was that the year when Crabtree came out?
Maybe. Yeah, it was because they were contemplating who was going to go first or whatever. And they took Hayward Bay over Michael Crabtree.
I was like, are you fucking serious, bro? I didn't even know who Darius Hayward Bay was, bro. I didn't. When they drafted him, they literally, I had to go look. I'm like, who the is Darius Hayward Bay? Who is this?
And he was cheeks. He was fast.
Yeah, he was fast. I know that. But wow. I was like, yo.
That's
like,
an Al Davis pick.
Like, did you not see what Crabtree did all season?
Texas?
But yeah. Like, bro, come on, man. That's ridiculous.
I told you, bro. That's an Al Davis pick.
Had to be, bro.
That was Al
like
Davis.
At some point, you gotta take the old man remote.
You gotta change the channel.
You gotta take the old man remote. After Jamarcus Russell was picked, all right, Dad, come on, give it here. Give it here. You're not driving no more. Give me the keys.
I'm changing the channel, bro.
You can't see at night. Give me the keys. You're not driving nowhere. Nowhere. You're not going there. Give me the keys. You have to. You gotta take it away, man. Now I see why some of these. Now I see why, like Steven. Oh snap,
dude.
Yeah, I do it.
Thank you. You didn't have to do that, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Hey, we gonna keep it going. Like, I wish we would have kept track of all of our episodes to find out which episode we on, but it's way over 100 because we done this for like every week for the last 2 years or something like that.
And in the beginning, we were doing more than one a week.
Yeah, so yeah, we definitely over that, man. But definitely, we appreciate it, man. Tyler with that $9.99, man. We appreciate it, dog, for real, man. He a real one, man. But we gotta move on. We're trying to keep this show under 2 hours, bro. But this last one, this is all you. Who would you rather, baby? Who would you rather?
That's easy.
Mr. Grass Eater or Go Tigers?
The Mad Hatter, and the Cajun Coonhouse.
Now for me personally, I love Ed Ogeron. I love how he was talking that shit when they beat Bama. I loved all of that shit. Now everybody else, all those Bama fans that be what you talking about, like just like too much homers and don't really enjoy college football. I really enjoyed that shit, man. I liked his run at LSU, and I hated the fact that he actually got fired because he's from Louisiana, played in Louisiana, and they was gonna continue to steal all the recruits out of Louisiana. He was gonna keep a lot more of them people home. If I had to say percentage, I think he would have kept at least 75 of all of the top recruits from Louisiana, just because of his relationships within the state. He could go north, south, east, or west in Louisiana. Don't matter. He could get whoever he wanted. Like I said, that's Baton Rouge. That's where we was. That's Ruston. Whatever. Wherever you want to go. That's your hand. He could get his hands anywhere. And I really, really liked his run there. So I would personally take Ed Ogeron. That's just me. I really enjoy him. I wish he would coach right now, honestly, because I really think he's got a really good feel for it. But hey, he living off that buyout, baby, because he got big money and a new girlfriend.
Oh man! So Les Miles, man, I'll give him his credit before I rip into him. Hey, always in contention. Teams always competitive for the most part. Always had good recruiting classes, top 5 almost every single year. Have to give him credit bringing in guys like Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, numerous names. Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, like crazy amount of athletes. They win a national title. Cool. They make it so he makes it to 2 wins, 1 out of 2. My problem with Les Miles is like it was all a facade to me because I don't really credit that first national title to you at all. That's Nick Saban's team. I feel like he completely built that roster from top to bottom, and he even said it himself. He should have never left LSU in the first place. So I will give that one to him. I will give you credit for all those recruiting classes. You made it to a national title on your own, and you completely shat the bed. Like you got off the hot hand with Jared Lee, which made absolutely no sense. Not to mention in the national championship,
and then ran the option in the game.
But then you get into the game and you get through a whole first half, can't get past the 50-yard line, and you don't adjust. You don't adjust at all. You literally just lie in your bed and die. But the thing that killed me with Les Miles was we could have won so many games we lost so many games off his horrible clock management. Oh my gosh, how many times we lost games because he didn't manage the time correctly, not calling timeouts at the right times, terrible calls at the wrong times. Not to mention all the stupid stuff he had freaking going on with freaking students at the university. Like, people give Ed Orgeron a hard time because of how bad things fell off after they won the national title and probably cutting up and lost a little bit of control towards the end. But he built that team. That wasn't Les Miles' team at all. Ed Orgeron built that team. He found and he seen Joe Burrow and said, I want that guy. He recruited all these guys. Nobody's ever argued that Ed Orgeron is probably one of the best recruiters, if not the best recruiter in the country. He's that good at recruiting. And he will coach a team to a 19-0 record, national championship, questionably one of the greatest teams ever. Now, could they have managed the roster better to avoid such a hard collapse after? Yeah, they could have. But they lost so much talent. Like, it's hard to replicate anything close to that, remotely close. Not many teams have been able to do something like that, especially in the fashion that they did it. You pretty much lost the entire roster. So, at the end of the day, Les Miles did a lot of winning, but a lot of it don't count anymore anyway because they took a lot of the wins away. Give me Ed Orgeron. What he was able to do from starting from the ground up to be able to win a national title the way he did, yeah. I'm definitely going Ed Orgeron.
Yeah, man. Like,
man, that comment right there is the most accurate comment. Oh my gosh. You just knew if you was down in the fourth quarter with Les Miles, he was just going to find a way. He was just going to find a way to choke it away. You'd have more than ample opportunities to win said game, and he would just find a way to let that clock hit all zeros, and you take a big fat L.
Yeah, man. Like that's my whole thing, man. Les Miles, he was one of those. He's just a weirdo, bro.
He's a real weirdo.
Like he was a weirdo, man. Like, and I say weirdos win championships sometimes, man. But man, he was rough, man. So shout out Tyler, man. Yeah, there we go. We're about to start the NFL stuff right now. So I need some Neil O'Donnell in my life.
Bro. I got you a double whammy, bro. I got the Steelers.
That Neil O'Donnell was good though.
I'll send them both. I'll send them both to you.
That's fine. I'll put it right up over here somewhere. I'll put it over there. Like most definitely. I don't just send me the Steelers one though, not the Jets. He was a thief then, man. So we're gonna start our NFL stuff, man, right after this commercial break, man. Give y'all a little rest to get you some some
refreshments.
Yeah, there you go, refreshments, man. So yeah. So we'll be right back.
Why'd you use that commercial? That was the whole what if commercial.
My bad. My bad.
Oh man.
Mm.
It's okay. It was a commercial.
It worked though. It's a good commercial.
It was.
Good commercial. A 30-second slot too, man. If we was at the Super Bowl, we we had to pay like $2 million for this. You know what I'm saying? for 15 seconds. Like, so if we want to just flash on your TV during the Super Bowl, we had to pay probably like 500,000.
More than we'll make in a lifetime.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, what was that? Shit, I don't know. Just probably electric. a transformer.
There you go. Not Optimus Prime.
Nah, that was Megatron. That was definitely Megatron.
Yeah.
Bring me the boy. Where is the boy? Why are you creepy motherfuckers? Stop calling me. Hey, that was a classic, bro. So before we get into our would you rather, man. So just to finish up our non-negotiable segment, man. We finished with the last division in the NFC, man. The NFC North, man. So I'll take the Bears and the Vikings, or you can do the Packers and the Lions, man. So for the Bears, they're non-negotiable, which they kind of really did. It's fixed the offensive line, man. But I would rather them get another pass rusher because they got I want to say Montez Sweat. So I would get another one. I would think about doing that at 10. I think they pick at 10. So I would do that, or I would get another receiver because I don't believe in Romeo Odunze. I really don't. I didn't see enough to really be like, oh, he's their bona fide number 2 or a bona fide number 1. I don't believe it. I think he's at best a 3 or a 2, because I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really see it from Marvin Harrison for real. I think he could be a 2. But I think you need a dominant 1, right? Um, but maybe they can both develop into ones, but I don't see it right now. So if you got a chance to get T Mac or or trade for somebody or whatever, man, I don't really see it because I mean the Bears do have DJ Moore, right? So he's like your number 1, but I don't see Romeo really doing that, being a dominant number 2, right? Because you got Keenan Allen on the team, and he looked like he's still ageless. Like he still was good.
He's
And
free
he was
agent.
better. Yeah, he was better at some points than Odunze was. At least consistent anyway. So they addressed one of my concerns. But number 2 would probably be either running back or receiver or getting that edge, that extra edge to fix the defense. For the Vikings, man, what do you do at quarterback, man? I would have did as much as I could to bring back Sam Darnold, but I feel like maybe there was a disconnect in terms of money, and probably because they got kind of pasted in their last 2 games of the season. That playoff game they lost, and then they lost to the Lions to really win the NFC North. Because had they won that, they probably would have been tied. NFC North. They probably would have been tied, and then we would have gotten to a tiebreaker situation, right? But who knows? How that goes in terms of the playoffs, right? Because if they beat the Lions, maybe the Lions actually beat, the Commanders, going into that game, and that changes the playoffs because now maybe we got a rematch between the Lions and the Vikings because they have to go through the Eagles, obviously. But that changes things. You get a hungrier team, right? But what do they do at quarterback now that Sam Darnold's gone to Seattle? So you drafted McCarthy in the draft. So do you just let him take the reins without no competition or whatever, and just kind of see where he goes, or do you bring in a veteran or something like that?
They have Daniel Jones still.
Yeah, and if Daniel Jones beats him out in the preseason, oh boy, oh my god.
It would be like a Matt Flynn, Russell Wilson thing, except you didn't
Well,
draft Daniel Jones.
no, that'll be more so Trey Lance, bro, because now you just drafted this dude for nothing. Like, what do you do? Like, he has no value. He hasn't played, so we don't really know. You can't just trade him and be like, oh, I want a first round pick for him. Like, no. At best, you get is a fifth, seventh or something, like a conditional seventh. If he plays, it gets to a fucking 6th round pick or some shit like that. But I don't think so, man. I don't think so. But that's my negotiable, man. Like, then like if I had to throw another one out there on defense, I would say, start drafting your replacement for Harrison Smith. Whether it be Malachi Starks, the dude from South Carolina, or do something like that. Like, you got to draft that replacement at some point. Like, he's not going to be there forever, and it's time to hand the keys over to someone else. He's been a really solid player for them for years, and I think he's got a borderline Hall of Fame case. Especially he's on the same category as Eric Weddle, in my opinion. Like, really solid, just on really dumb teams that just couldn't get it right in the playoffs. But solid player wherever he went. Like, I loved Eric Weddle with my Ravens, man. So I know no smut on his name here, man. I love me some Eric Weddle, but I think they'll have the same kind of Hall of Fame case in a sense. Like, you really have to dive into the deeper end of the pool to find out how valuable they really were, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's my non-negotiable.
For the Bears, though, I think they take a running back at 10. I don't think Genty will be there. I'd probably go with Amari and Hampton right there at 10. I think they really need to get a good running game going to alleviate some of the stress off of Caleb Williams. And for the Vikings have a good roster. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be their guy. I think they're invested in him. I would just really just try to protect him. If not, you might be looking for a guy in the same position as Dallas Turner, because Dallas Turner was cheeks last year. And if he's anything like that this year, then you might want to have a contention.
Turner wasn't cheeks, man. He wasn't that bad.
He was kind of cheeks, bro.
He wasn't that bad, man. At least you got some play time out of him. Out of that person, man.
But my thing with Green Bay is, I know it might be a hot take, Green Bay needs a number one receiver. You need one. I'm sorry. Christian Watson and Jaden Reed are good. If you have an opportunity to be able to trade up and get one of these guys, even if you don't get McMillan, if you can get a guy like Luther Burden, I think that would be a huge difference maker. I think that would help Jordan Love so much. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, you can continue to build your defense because you have a good defense, but like, you need that guy who can help Jordan Love take over a game. Like, especially if you're going to be going up against teams like Detroit twice a year and some of these other powerhouses in the NFC, I really think you need to get that number one guy, in my personal opinion. Now, if I'm Detroit, I'm trying to find me another pass rusher to go on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson, another big time, and they have some good edge rushers in this draft. I don't think a guy like Shamar Stewart is going to be there. I don't think a couple of guys from Georgia are going to be there.
But that's who I would trade up and get, man.
It would be something like that, or I'd be trying to get a guy like Mike Green or something if you'd be able to trade up or get him. Like, you need – Detroit really doesn't have very many flaws in their team at all. You know, they lost their coordinators, but they filled in with capable guys. I think that would be able to get the job done. Hopefully Hutch comes back completely healthy. If he's anything like he was in before, good. Now, if you can draft a guy to go on the opposite side of him to continue wreaking havoc, because at the end of the day, two guys on the edge, you want them to do this. You want them to collapse the pocket from the outside to force the quarterback inside to where they can't go anywhere. So I think the biggest thing for them, you know, they did really good in the draft recently. You know, Brian Branch has turned out to be really good for them at safety. And they've just got really good depth on defense as well for the most part. Obviously, injuries killed them last year. They were like the 49ers last year with so many injuries. But I think my biggest thing for Detroit is getting another all-star pass rusher to complement Aiden Hutchinson.
You know, I would do that, and I would look for a monster in the middle. Somebody nasty. Because if you want to collapse the pocket, the best way to do that is actually from the inside and then try to catch him trying to escape out the back door. So I would try to go, if I was going to do that, I would, if you're not going to mortgage the future, right, to move up, to get like Shamar Stewart or something, if you really love him, then I would get
Ooh,
CJ
Pierce.
West. Huh?
Or you could get Pierce out of Tennessee, too, as an edge rusher.
Right.
Because
I
he's
would
not going to be a
actually
top 10 pick.
I would do that one, and then I would try to get CJ West from Indiana, man. He's not a sack guy, but he's big body, can plug up some lines, some
Like Vince
plug
Wilfork.
up. Yeah, just be there, eat up some space, man. And then if you decide you want to run a 3-4 scheme, man, you can have West in there, and then he'll command a double team, and then you let your linebackers eat. You know, they got a cool one. He got a weird name, like a Lose or something like that. Like he like 46 or something, but he make a lot of tackles. A lot of tackles. I don't know his name. He got like real.
Talking about Anzalone, huh? He used to play for the Saints.
See, he got long hair. He made all the tackles, all of them.
Alex
So,
Anzalone.
like, yeah, so he's good. He's good. I just didn't know his name. My bad. My bad. I'm not good with names, man.
Look. The only reason I remember him is because the Saints have a long history of letting really good defensive players freaking go. Zach Bond, Anzalone, Hendrickson. The list goes on and on. CJ Gardner Johnson.
Rankins.
I mean, Rankins was okay for them, but letting Gardner Johnson walk was like a big one too.
Y'all had Cedric Ellis. Remember him?
He was freaking ass. He was bad, bro. He was not good. Oh man. I remember they drafted him in the top 10. He was freaking trash.
Yeah, I was like, Cedric Ellis, really? That's what y'all going with? But all right, we're gonna finish this up with our would you rather, our second one for the NFL, man. So
Ooh.
let's go here. 4-time Super Bowl winners, all-time greats here. Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, man. The history is itself. They're two of the best, like I mentioned, winners. Good teams around them, made their teams look really good. I really, really like Terry Bradshaw. Like, I love me some Joe Montana, man. But it's just something about, I don't even like the Steelers like that, man. But it's something about Terry Bradshaw, bro. Like,
he was calling his own plays too.
Man, like he was just like, bro, like it's not that Joe Montana wasn't great because he's one of the best, right? But it's having a guy like Bill Walsh there orchestrating that whole thing. You know, that matters to me. You know, but the fact that he called his own plays, Bradshaw, and they had all this talent, man. And not once did they really play down to the competition, man. Like through their primes, like we talking throughout that run where they won 4 Super Bowls, right? They was in the AFC title game a lot. Like you couldn't go to the Super Bowl without going through Pittsburgh. So all of them teams, the Raiders, whoever else won or got to the Super Bowl from, the AFC around that time, no disrespect. I only remember one because the Raiders beat them. And I know that because Kenny Stabler was on the team. when they did that thing. So, but if you was in the AFC, you had to go through Pittsburgh, and it wasn't gonna be easy. It was gonna be cold, and you was gonna have to earn it. So that's why I like Terry Bradshaw, and he funny as a mother. Like his old ass is hilarious. You can tell he had a few concussions, but that's all right. It was worth it. Why? Because he got that hardware, and he's actually got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame too, man. So that shit is fucking tight. So give me Terry Bradshaw for everything I said, minus the Hollywood Walk of Fame, because that don't really matter.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy about his career was his career almost didn't take off in college. He had a guy sitting in front of him that was even better than him.
Yeah, the dude from Duck Dynasty
was even better. Probably could have went pro, and he just said, "Nah, I won't play no more." Out.
I want some ducks. I want some ducks. That's what I want to do. Hey, he made all his money on the back end, though.
He did. My thing with Terry, I respect the era of football Terry Bradshaw played in. One of the grittiest, hardest times to play, bro. One of the hardest times to play. No protection for the players, no protection for the quarterback, no offensive coordinator. He's just casually calling his own plays, man, playing through it. Like, he doesn't get enough credit because of how legendary those steel curtain defenses were. Terry Bradshaw was good. Good enough to get drafted by Pittsburgh and good enough to help them win Super Bowls. Then you got Joe Montana, who great at Notre Dame, comes in, does have the benefit of playing under Bill Walsh, Roger Craig, Jerry Rice, all that. But we have to still give him credit where it's due. So we gave Bradshaw credit for being able to play in the era he did, being able to call his own plays and all that, while still be surrounded by really good players like Lynn Swann, Stallworth, Franco Harris, obviously the legendary defenses they had. But you got to give credit where it's due for Montana too. Yes, had talent around him just the same, but at the same time, man, when plays needed to be made in crunch time, Montana made those plays. Like, I know everybody talking about the most clutchest quarterbacks, and Elway's usually number one. Montana's up there too. Yeah. He was able to make plays. Like, the NFC wasn't a cakewalk either. Yeah, they won a lot.
No, it was not.
The NFC was not. They won a lot, but they had to go through some tough teams, man. And the 49ers, like, Bill Walsh's system was perfect, but not every quarterback could have executed that system the way he did to perfection, like he did, and win that many games. So I do respect Terry Bradshaw and being able to play it in the era he did and call his plays, but not many people would have had the success that Montana had in that offense like he did. Now, obviously, there are obstructions there. You could throw Dan Marino in there. He didn't have that. Cool, whatever. But give him name. I almost said name it. Wow. Give Montana credit where it's due, man. Clutch, gritty, can just make the plays, man. Like, how many times have you seen crunch time with the Niners, especially in the Super Bowl? He makes that freaking throw to Dwight Clark, but that was clutch, and that was in traffic in the back of the end zone. So, I mean, this is really tough for me. I love both these guys, but I give the edge to Joe Montana.
Hey, man, you seen the play around the playoff time, the immaculate reception, man. Mm-hmm. Dude, the only reason Franco didn't catch it in stride was because he was Bradshaw eating a helmet at the time. There's a reason why he had to catch it like that, because dude had killed Bradshaw, bro.
Dude, that's why I was saying, like, when you walked away, I'm like, dude, he played in an era where, like, there was no protection for the players, bro. You was just getting all the smoke whether you wanted it or not. Like,
bro,
he was getting ate up.
Bradshaw played in the era before and after, they started looking at helmet safety, because early on he had the little kicker's face mask, and then like the years go by, he changed to more like a modern helmet. And I was like, bro, he really played a long time. But how many concussions did he have before then? I guarantee them helmets was ass, man.
Oh, dude. Imagine even some of the hits we took with them helmets. Oh, my gosh. Because I don't know about you. I didn't play in the NFL, but I took some nasty hits playing receiver, having to go across the middle with some of the linebackers we used to play with, and no, I wouldn't want to take it in one of them helmets.
No, and I wouldn't want to be trying to get through no offensive lineman like I had to. Not with them helmets.
Not if it was Bean and Pooh Bear, you wouldn't.
No, not at all. Shout out to Bean and Pooh Bear. Y'all know who y'all are.
Choo.
I'd rather be one of these guys going against Bean and Pooh Bear.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I would have stood a chance.
Man, this is tough, bro. Oh my gosh. We came up watching both of these guys.
Yeah. But it was tough for me to pick somebody because to go against Julius Peppers. Because Julius Peppers was just so damn good. Like, he came into the league a beast. Honestly, I think he should have went first overall. I can't remember who went first overall. Oh, actually, I do. That was David Carr. Shit, I would have picked him over David Carr, bro. Like, fuck it. Let's just start on defense, dog. And it made sense, honestly, because Dom Capers was the coach. He's a defensive coordinator. So I wouldn't have been mad if I was a Texan fan. But I'm pretty sure their dumbass owner that they had at the time was like, well, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback.
Everything's big in Texas. We got to go quarterback.
We got a quarterback. And it better not be a black one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So don't act like you Texans fans don't know who y'all owner was. He's the same one that said what he said. And you know what I'm talking about. So we're not gonna make the first pick overall a black one. Nah, we're going with the quarterback. So we're not doing it. Yeah. But yeah, come on. I know that conversation happened. Because you can't tell me for 1 second that if you got the first overall pick, you're gonna pick David Carr over Julius Peppers. I don't care what planet you're on. You could be Doctor Strange and seen all the alternate personalities. You could have been Doctor Strange and seen all of the outcomes, and the only Super Bowl outcome comes if you draft David Carr. Fuck it. I don't want it. I want him. Because imagine if you draft him and then you get Mario Williams after that, because y'all was gonna be bad for a while. So you was gonna get a chance to draft Mario Williams.
You was gonna get another quarterback anyway, because what? The expansion year was 2002. Yeah, the Texans came into the league in 2002, I feel like. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what quarterbacks came out the next year. Because they could have just came in with a veteran. They didn't have to draft a quarterback there. They really didn't.
I think they had Randall Cunningham, where he was still in the league. Could have had him. Right? And then the next couple years, you could have got God damn. Who else could you have gotten, bro? You could have gotten Eli Manning 2 years after that. Phil Rivers.
So 2003, just to list off some names, guys who win let's just say they don't draft the quarterback in 2002. Let's say they go in 2003. Depending on where they draft that, you had guys like Carson Palmer. You had Byron Leftwich. You had Cam's homie, Kyle Bowler. You had Rex Grossman. Other quarterbacks drafted, Chris Sims, Seneca Wallace, and so on. Cliff Kingsbury is crazy too. Ken Dorsey. So the first couple guys, like you could have got a guy like Carson or Byron Leftwich or Rex Grossman. You might have been okay because your defensive front. I mean, that wasn't a horrible team. You had guys like Jamie Sharper, Foreman, freaking Marlon McCree, Aaron Glenn. Like, you would have added a guy like Julius Peppers to that defensive front. Like, that's pretty nasty.
Boy,
and they were running
they
were running a 3-4 at the time too. So
you could stand Julius Peppers up. And this was young Julius Peppers too. So he was still like basketball, like agile type. So like, yo, you could have stood him up. Imagine him not having to be in a 3-point stance, bro. We standing up with Julius Peppers, dog. Yo, what chance do you stand? None. None.
And I mean,
I would love to hear the story about how the fuck they end up drafting David Carr.
I feel like we're gonna have to do a reaction to that. Like, me and you might just have to make a video where we both hop on and we just watch someone explain like what was going on in that green room, because I know the video's got to be out there.
Gotta
video's
be.
gotta be.
Because I don't understand it. It makes no sense. You can't tell me on any planet, bro, none, that you saw your franchise player like in David Carr, bro. Like, yo, I don't understand, dude.
What other quarterbacks did they even have in 02? Like 02, let's see, you had David Carr, Joey Harrington,
Yeah,
Josh
he went third.
McCown.
He went 12th.
McCown went in the third round. Then you had Steve Bellisari out of Ohio State.
No, McCown, which one? Is that
Josh
Josh?
McCown. Josh McCown.
Okay, because Cade McCown went 12th.
David Garrard went in the fourth round that year. Patrick Ramsey, ooh, he was horrible.
Actually, Ramsey went in the first round, didn't he?
No, Patrick Ramsey, 32nd pick out of Tulane.
Yeah, I thought so with the Redskins. Yeah, he was ass. He was ass, man.
But my thing in this regard, Michael Strahan was dominant. Let's not get it twisted. Dominant. From day one, dominant. All the way until they won that Super Bowl against my Patriots, dominant. Not going to take anything, first ballot Hall of Famer, but I'm sorry. The versatility that you get with Julius Peppers, being able to put him in the dirt, stand him up, drop him into coverage, he's more versatile and he's just as dominant, and it means I can get more out of him. I'm going to go Julius Peppers, bro. Not saying it's a lot, by a lot, but the fact that, like, you can get so much out of him, he can do so much for your defense and be an immediate difference maker from day one. Yeah, I've got Peppers, bro.
Yeah, man. I was struggling with this too, man. I'm just taking Michael Strahan because of his ability to really affect the run game too.
Yeah.
Like he was such a strong he was stronger in the run game to me. You know, Julius Peppers could affect the run game too. Like he's big as shit, so it don't really matter. He just stand in the way for some shit. But I really like Michael Strahan a lot, man. I thought his ability to affect the run game was my favorite. Also, the fact that, man, he was sacking dudes too, man. He had a really good motor, man. Really good motor. So that's why I picked Michael Strahan, man. He was good, dog.
You can go either way. You're not going to lose either way. You're getting a stud regardless. I just like the versatility of Peppers and being able to do so much. And his agility and his speed, like.
Yeah, he was definitely versatile, man. Because when he went to the Bears, they traded him to the Bears. He was standing up, and I was like, "Yo, he can stand up too."
Dude, and those defenses were good too. With him, Tommy Harris, Charles Tillman, like they were loaded, bro. And when he went to the Bears, I'm like, oh crap, they got Jay Cutler, they got Brandon Marshall, they got Julius Peppers. It's over with, bro. Like that's over.
Yeah, man. I was like, shit, man. But then the Bears did it again. They went after that big time pass rusher and Khalil Mack, you know. So they know when to go all in, man. And as if y'all watch my my first round hits or misses video, man, check it out. It's a new segment we trying, man, with the draft coming up. But I got into the Mitchell Trubisky situation, right?
Oh gosh.
And I was pleasant. I didn't even go crazy, man. Because look, as just watch the show, man. But just to insert that, it wasn't a bad pick, man. In a sense to where we only call it a bad pick because of who went after him.
Yeah.
If Mahomes and Watson weren't really successful like they were, Trubisky would be a cool pick.
I still say it's a bad pick though because he literally just played 1 year. Like I would have just taken I would have taken a flyer on one of the other guys who had more experience. Like even like hindsight being 2020, excluding what you know now, I still think taking Trubisky was like a really dumb pick because you had more risk than reward.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was, but at the same time, I don't think it didn't turn out as bad as they thought because they made it
No,
to the playoffs 2 times throughout his tenure, and I think every year he had more touchdowns than interceptions. So they got to the playoffs. That's what you wanted to do, and then he was pretty good. I just think
they
after
just didn't
they
get the
kept
results they
seeing
wanted.
Yeah, after they kept seeing Mahomes and Deshaun Watson tear up the league, well, we need one of them. But actually, all you had to do was just kind of add some more weapons to what you already had. Because defensively, you was going to get even better. Because you got Khalil Mack, then you're going to add some players later on like Emmons and then Jalen Johnson. And Khalil Mack just 2 years ago, he had 17 sacks. So he still got some juice left in those legs. So like you would have been all right, man. So I've cooled off on the Mitchell Trubisky slander a little bit. It still doesn't make no sense, but it's not as bad as you think. So, but yeah, so we'll get into our last one and then we'll close it up, man. So who would you rather, Tom Landry or Chuck Noll, man? In my opinion, I really love both of these coaches, man. I was gonna do Tom Landry or Vince Lombardi, but he unfortunately didn't last as long as we would hoped he would, because of the cancer he had. But I said, you know what? Let's do two coaches that had a really long tenure and who had some really success in this league, man. And Chuck Noll, winner of 4 Super Bowls, man. And I think Landry got either 2 or 3. But he went to a whole lot of them, though, like at least 5. So let's see, man. Who you got?
I got Chuck Noll, bro. I think just instilling what they did, like you can't go wrong with either one. So don't take it as like, oh, one's like a clear cut way better. No.
Like, oh, he's a cowboy hater.
Yeah. No, but I mean, just what Chuck Noll was able to do in really establishing a culture that has lasted generation after generation, and just how dominant they were from top to bottom, the way they played, the way they carried themselves. It's he helped create a standard with the Pittsburgh Steelers that's held up to this day. And you have to respect it, man. Look how much success they had. Even like leading in the Bill Cowher's era, like it's not even just the ones they won, it's the ones they didn't win. Like they were just that good. And Dallas was that good too. But I don't think Chuck Noll really gets the credit he deserves for really all he did and what he did contributing to the NFL as a whole.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, shit, the city of Pittsburgh was popping back then, bro. Like, the Steelers and the Pirates, bro. The Pirates was good too. They still had Roberto Clemente, Willie Stargell. Like the city of Pittsburgh was popping in the '70s, bro. So like I like Chuck Noll, man, but I'm gonna go with Tom Landry, man, because he damn near built the Cowboys into what they was.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were the Dallas Texans when he took over.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? When he took over, they were nothing, nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took over and changed his whole defense. I think he created the modern day 4-3. I think it was. It might have been the 4-3. So he was innovator. The Cowboys was good. The brand changed, bro. And they was just like a really cool team, man. And I really like his team building aspect, man. Like he wasn't friendly with the players, but they respected that though. And I like what he did. I like what he did, man. He was nice. He was real nice, man. And that's why I like him, man, because like everybody kind of give like I always thought Vince Lombardi was the defensive coordinator for the Giants when they won that NFL title game, but it was flip flop. Vince Lombardi was the offensive coordinator, and Tom Landry was the defensive coordinator. So talk about like having a superstar staff, right? Like that's cheating. Like that's cheating. You got two masterminds running your both sides of the ball, bro. That's crazy, you know. And due to like some racial stuff, Vince Lombardi had a tougher time getting a head coaching job because he was Italian. But look how both of them succeeded, though. Like obviously, we didn't get a long period of Vince Lombardi, but the fact is that they went toe to toe in that play in practice, bro. Like, come on, man.
That
That's
must have been
crazy.
intense.
Intense, bro. Like,
Just
come
think
on,
about it.
man.
I wish we could have a conversation with somebody at that time. Just be like, bro, like, tell me, like, what was the environment like? Like, what was the vibe? Like, were y'all just out to kill each other every day? Like, what was going on? Like,
Yeah, man. Like, yo, did they really have y'all going crazy, bro? Nah, I would ask one of them old dudes because I watched Vince Lombardi's like a football like. I was like, did y'all really take that man chalk? Did y'all really take that man chalk and tell him stop treating us like kids? Did y'all really take his chalk, man? That's what I would have liked, man. But yeah, man. So I believe that is the end, man. That is it, man. That's it. So that's the end of the show, man. We've been good, man. The viewership's been crazy. Shout out to the likes, man. Shout out to Wendy. My boy over there, he about to show y'all his card collection because he got the stuff, man. So we'll finish off our goodbyes, man, after he let y'all know what he got cooking.
so I got a few things to talk about. One, it's almost every Wednesday now, or every other Wednesday. This Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be doing another unboxing. I got a few boxes. It's probably going to be between, we got this 2023 Select, got some rookies from there. We got this 2024 Mosaic Pack. This one comes with an extra 12 cards. It's going to be really cool. Show you guys some of like the cool stuff we got. We got CJ Stroud. We got a Jamar Chase. Got a bunch of cool stuff. Nobody likes him anymore, but it's a dope ass Brett Favre card, like all kinds of cool stuff. So hopefully at some point, there's some things in the works to try to get a sponsorship deal with someone for some sports memorabilia. So I would really tune in, guys, because that's gonna be really cool if we can start doing that. But if you like sports cards, unboxing, stuff like that, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, check us out. Also, the draft is next week, next Thursday. So this coming Sunday, next episode will be our final episode doing a mock draft. It'll be our final mock draft before the draft itself. So you definitely want to tune into that. But you guys are going to get a double whammy next week because you're going to get a live super show for the first round of the NFL draft as well. So last year we did it with a former affiliate. It really is not going to compare to how it's going to be this year. It's going to be really fun. We get to sit there and jive back and forth, watching the draft picks one as they go. You guys definitely want to check it out. Do not miss it. But if you guys like this kind of content, make sure to like the video, subscribe. So when you're subscribed, when we have that big super show next week, you can get that notification so you won't miss anything. But at the end of the day, don't forget all those socials at the bottom. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe to all those as well. It would really help. You guys are really helping us grow. Over 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, over 10,000 followers on TikTok. Help us get our X up. Help us get our Facebook pages up. You guys are awesome. Y'all are the reason we're here.
Oh, yeah, man. I got working on this all teams, the hits and misses, man. So
it's cool. Y'all should check that out. It's really cool.
Yeah, so we working on that next week. Well, not next week, but tomorrow. I'm trying to do at least 3. So y'all gonna see this live thing like 3 times. So get ready. I'm gonna be in your feeds. So check it out. Just pop in, hear what I'm talking about. and whatever, man. But nonetheless, we got the Bengals next. I think that's the thing. And they had a couple. They had a couple hits in the couple misses in the early 2000s, but also some hits that we gonna talk about, man. So it should be fun. And it's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna do this draft thing, and that's gonna be cool. Live draft. We're gonna try to break down every pick, man, that happens, man. We really we grew up in an era where it was just 2 days, right? We got the early rounds, and then the draft, I guess, became such a popular thing that they broke it down into 3 nights, man. So depending on how our schedules work, man, we might be able to do all 3 days, but most likely it'll be like the first round, right? So we'll do that big extravaganza, and then we'll see what's up, man. But it should be fun. We appreciate everybody, man. See that Smooth, Tyler, Brent, all the views, all the feedback we got from you guys, man, and Wendy for the light. But this has been a Football Frame of Mind weekly show, and we'll see y'all next Sunday.
Peace.